Hi, everybody. Welcome to Outer Spaces Live. I'm so glad that you guys are all here to join us for another amazing episode. Hi, Terry.
Hello, once again, Orly. How are you doing?
How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm so lucky because the weather gods are shining upon us here in San Francisco. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so if we were one day later, I would not be doing it in my backyard.
We
So
nailed it. We nailed it. We're just giving
we
everyone a
did.
second to get situated. I know a lot of you just turned it on. Maybe you're grabbing a cup of coffee or a snack or a cocktail. Who knows? You know what I mean? Who knows? You might have holiday senioritis. You're already on break. We're really excited about today's episode. The topic we're going to talk about today is fantastic. We're going to get into detail about what that is in just a second while we let everyone sit. But for those of you that saw that intro, if you were here for the countdown, that was actually Terry sketching away freehand. Can you, what exactly was happening? And can you teach me your ways?
Just it was just fun. Like I realized that in the past few years, I had really done not a whole lot of sketching, and the team just like, hey, can you do some sketches and just do some time lapse videos? Like, yeah. So I was like, I just kind of drew it, and it really kind of like reignited my excitement and like my past hobby of being able to sketch. It's one of those things that I feel like I don't do enough. It's something that I did in school, and it's just a hobby that I just realized in the ask that I need to do a lot more of. So I'm hoping to do a lot more of those.
I love it. I love it. It's such a perfect countdown. It's very soothing. It's getting us into the artistic flow that will be today. All right, guys, well, let's get started. I just want to take a second and introduce ourselves. For those of you that are new and haven't been to an Outer Spaces Live, welcome. This is a fantastic series hosted by myself and Terry. And if you don't know me and this is the first time you're meeting me, hi, my name is Orly Shani. I am a DIY expert, mainly in the field of fashion and home decor. And I have a YouTube channel called The DIY Designer, where I create really amazing videos every single week, taking basic pieces and turning them into absolute statements, fully custom and one of a kind to represent your own personal style. And I work on a TV show on the Hallmark Channel. It's called Home and Family, where I've been a cast member for like 6 years. And that's about it. And Terry and I have become friends now for quite some time, which is really nice. Couple years now. When I first got my outer,
That's right.
and to meet each other. And Terry is obviously the co-founder and chief design, head honcho. But Terry, I'd love you to take a second and introduce yourself for anybody that doesn't know you yet.
Of course, I'm Terry. As Orly mentioned, I'm the co-founder, and my job here at Outer really is to design all the product, as well as really try to be the kind of the vision of what our brand is and what it continues to be. My job is to design all of the products, is to make sure that what we do actually does offer our audience, our customers, something that is differentiated in the market that is not only interesting but actually is useful. And then with Outer Spaces Live, it's something that we started. This is our 4th episode. And it's just a test of something that we've been doing. A lot of what we do is kind of just test the norms of like how we do things. Like this doesn't make sense for an outdoor furniture company. But what Outer Spaces Live is, it really is an extension of what we started with our neighborhood showroom platform, which is where we take our customers, turn them into hosts, and allow other prospective customers to come to see, touch, and experience it through another customer. So Outer Spaces Live is where we do this live stream from our backyard, and we invite guests, and it's so that you can see how we style our space, how our other customers and how our hosts study our space. And I truly believe that the best ideas don't come from the experts; they come from like all around. So like every time we come, there's going to be some really cool suggestions and tips and techniques that the guests that we have on can share with you that many of us may not think about. So that's really what Outer Spaces Live is about.
Yeah. And we've had, over the last 4, we've had really cool topics. We did one all about entertaining for the holidays in your outdoor space, since that might be the way a lot of people are doing it right now. Our last one was all about low maintenance living. So how you could have a really low maintenance, easy breezy and enjoy your space. And today is maybe my most favorite so far. Today's is all about wellness, how to promote wellness through your outdoor space, how to create a space that actually does that for you. So we're really excited. I'm going to be sharing something that's been highly requested on my social media, which is really fun. I created a recipe for like the perfect essential oil blend that just like sets you, you feel like you're in a spa. You take like a deep, relaxing, luxurious breath, and it's a spray that you can create for your furniture, indoor or outdoor. We have on Elise Joan, who's Beachbody super trainer, amazing guest coming on today. She's going to be teaching us some of her amazing little tips and tricks. It's going to be super fun. And we are also doing a product reveal. I'm so excited. Woo, hello. They're excited too. A brand new product reveal. So it's going to be great. And then before we get started, I just want to let you guys know that today we are doing $3,000 gift card giveaways. So after every little segment we have, one of you is going to win a $1,000 gift card, which is really exciting because this actually coincides with Outer making gift cards available on the site for the very first time. So if you don't end up winning the gift card, but you still want to like give the gift of wellness and outdoor living to someone you love this holiday season, they do have gift cards available, which is so fun. Okay, Terry, I'm very excited about this. We were going to talk about some design tips for outdoor living and a way to promote wellness. And one of the categories that is you and I were brainstorming that I feel like really is all about wellness, using your decor, is about Feng Shui. Now, you and I are not Shui experts. Not so much.
We are not.
We did consult the experts to get some tips and information. And one of the things that I thought was really cool and I never knew was that there are 5 elements in Feng Shui, and that is earth, fire, water, metal, and wood. And I'm reading them because I wrote them down. All right, someone needs to tell them to relax. Whoever they're conquering. Get it together, bro.
Is that my side or your side?
I don't know. I don't think it's my side.
I think someone's beeping on here on my street, so apologies.
Well, I blame you. So guys, the 5 elements you want to incorporate in your space are earth, fire, water, metal, and wood. And Terry, I'd love if you would take us through earth for just a minute, how we can actually incorporate that very easily in space.
Yeah, if it's okay, I was going to just say, like as Orly and I were talking about this, like we, as she said, we are not trying to be imposters. We are not Feng Shui experts. And, like, I'll just give you a little story. Like, maybe not so much because you just saw the drawing, but when I was a kid, I never drew within the lines. I didn't really follow directions. You can ask my piano teacher that I didn't play the classical music. I would play like Depeche Mode. And so like, we're not trying to be those experts, but what we're trying to do is interpret how, like our variation of what Feng Shui is. And for instance, as I did the research, I realized that my house is all wrong. And in fact, I'm sure a Feng Shui expert would scold me and make me do all these things. Like, you're not supposed to have a big tree in front because the roots take away the energy. You're supposed to have like water out front and trees in back. My house is exactly opposite. So, and I bring this up because, it's like you make it work for your space. And the way we're talking about it is not going to be so textbook. Exactly. The reason we're talking about it is that, like you can find inspiration everywhere. And with Feng Shui, to me, what's interesting is the overall philosophy, and what you're going to see like in everywhere is it's all about like balance. It's all about, like the opposites do attract, whether it's with people, whether it's with how you design, whether it's with food. Feng Shui is all about balance. And as she mentioned, there's like 5 elements of it. So I will talk, as she mentioned, about the earth element. Yeah. So earth, I'll try to simplify it as much as I can, but it really is about nourishment. It's about stability. It's about patience. And when you think about it, it's like we do live in these really hectic lives, and we're oftentimes disconnected from Mother Earth. And like we have a very like artificial way of being in our homes. And, the earth element really wants to bring you back outside to nature. I've spoken about it before. I've talked about it in some of the press. There's an idea of grounding, which is actually taking off your shoes and getting off the sidewalk and putting your feet in grass, in sand, in dirt. Like that's a big piece of the earthing. And so to me, my interpretation of this, when you think about it, has to do with like connecting with nature as the highest level of thing. One other thing, and I know I'm probably going off topic, but the earth is really one negatively charged ion. And then that's actually a good thing. On the other hand, in like crowded areas and in confined spaces, that's where you
What? I need so much more info. One negatively charged ion? We'll get into
one
this
negatively
later.
charged ion. Yeah. But basically, like the earthing, like like what it's trying to do is balance out the free radicals. Negative ions are abundant outside in nature, and they do actually contribute to like reduce neutralize free radicals, improve your metabolism, boost your immune function, purify your blood, improve sleep. But when you think about it, think about like smooth, round shapes. Let me think. What else? I don't remember all of the details of what it is. It's like like it's all about like I'm sorry, square round shapes. The colors have to do with like brown and sand, images of landscapes. So I know I kind of went deep and probably off topic, but that's kind of my interpretation of what the earth element is.
Yeah. Well, the good news about this is that when we're talking about outdoor spaces, it's like, check, earth. Like we're outside.
Exactly. So earth is an easy one. It's outside. Yeah, exactly.
Your outdoor space already has that one element because you're in that space. And so that's a beautiful thing. But of course, some like neutral tones, like you said, that's another great way. I want to talk a second about metal, because metal might not be something you actually have in your outdoor space. It could be, the base of our outer chairs are made of metal. There could be metal elements, but if you don't have the ability to bring in some of those metal elements, two very simple ones. One is a wind chime. That could be a metal element that not only sounds beautiful and can be relaxing and can be almost hypnotic in a way, but also has that metal element. Another is just incorporating into your design things that feel like metal, metallic tones, rose gold, champagne, silver, beautiful tones that are woven into your pillows or an end table, maybe a little planter. So incorporating some of those tones that make you feel like metal is another way to get that second element. So we're outside, we got earth, have some metallic tones or some beautiful wind chimes, we've got metal. Then Terry, take on fire.
Yeah, so fire is, if you think about like the balance of like water, fire is like the balance of that. And the obvious thing that you could do is light and heat. So fire pits are one. And when you think about your indoor space, like if you didn't have lights in your family room, it just doesn't feel complete. So with fire, just make sure that you have some sort of element of fire, and examples of things that you can do can be, like I said, fire pits. It can be overhead lights. It could be like candles, which actually help with bringing focus. But yeah, just overall, it's like the idea of light and warmth as my interpretation of the fire element.
Yeah, and what I like about it is that these are so much less literal than I thought. Even incandescent lighting, which really mimics that warmth you get from a fire, incandescent lighting in your bulbs outside will create that warmth. So it's really about tying back to some of those elements. It doesn't if you don't have the ability to have a fire pit, no problem. Some incandescent lightings and candles will do that. Then for water, what I was actually shocked is, if let's say I don't have a water element out here, right? So let's say that's not possible for me. I thought the color would be blue. But it's also deep, dark tones is another way of incorporating it. The way I envision that is probably like the deeper parts of the ocean, the deeper parts of the sea. It's where you get those really beautiful jewel tones. So some deeper tones. And then another one is reflective surfaces, which makes tons of sense. If you've got mirrors or you've got even planters that have reflective surfaces in them, that's another way similar to the metallic. That's another simple way to bring in that element. And thinking about things that are wavy. I have these planters I'm looking at that are not only blue, but they've got these little like waves in them and they feel very much like water. So that's a cool water element. And then our last one is wood. Terry, take on wood.
Yeah, with wood, a big piece of it is just make sure to mimic like shapes, like vertical column-like shapes, like tree trunks. Think about like, wood is all about like softness of leaves and flowers. The colors are similar to earth, where it's like the greens and blues. And then, like maybe it makes a lot of sense because with many people's backyard spaces, it is at the ground level or maybe a deck where you have access to trees. But, I think this is an important one for those that have roof decks where there may not be access to greenery. Like it's such an important piece. Like having a roof deck without green just doesn't feel like you're outside. So having that connection to plants and trees through like planters, putting them up there. Something to think about when you're doing rooftop decks is, try to find things with soft rounded leaves. make sure that as you are picking these things, that you know what your growing environment looks like, or is, I should say. And then, as you're doing this, a big piece has to do with like that regular attention and care. Certain things don't work. Make sure that when you're thinking about the planters themselves, like planters inherently will dry, the soil will dry out as something heats up. So just make sure that you're thoughtful of what you actually choose when you are picking out the wood elements of your space.
Yeah.
The other thing was wood itself. I'm sorry. The other thing is wood itself.
Yeah.
A little preview, a sneak peek. We are actually working on a teak collection in 2021. So you will be seeing some previews of that in an upcoming Outer Live Spaces.
Oh,
so we do have elements of wood coming.
What I like as just an overall note is that what it feels like is it's almost about when you're inside, it's about bringing the outdoors in, and when you're outside, it's about bringing some of those warmer elements out. So it's really about creating these spaces that are connected, which I love so much. And it's nothing I ever knew until you and I really looked into it and spoke to some people who gave us some tips. So yeah. I hope you guys will incorporate some of those elements. So easy, and the energy effect that it will have on you allows you to just really use your space to relax. Now, another way to do that, and I'm going to go into my DIY for this spray because it's my favorite thing in the whole world. I use my outer sofa. This is like my special spot. I like leave the kids. I'm like, don't come out here. I like leave them in the house. I come out here. I grab my journal. I turn on the fire. I grab a glass of wine. This is really my space. And one of the things that I love to do so much is to create an aroma when I'm in my space. So what I have always been on the search for was like that perfect spa smell. You know, when you walk into like a expensive spa and you can just tell, you're like it smells rich, like it smells so good, you know? So I created this essential oil spray, and it's fantastic. It can be used in a diffuser or it can be used as a spray. And we're going to put up right now the recipe for these ingredients. What you're going to need is a bottle of some sort. Bottle is up to you. You can do a little guy like this, or you can do something like this, but make sure it's dark and it's not going to let too much light through. Now, in this one, which is my absolute favorite, I did lavender, peppermint, eucalyptus, sandalwood, chamomile, and frankincense. I did all of them. The reason I'm saying optional for the chamomile and frankincense is that if you don't own any essential oils, that's a lot. That's a lot to buy. Literally cost-wise, that's a lot to buy. Because if you have good essential oils, they need to be therapeutic grade in order for them to actually have all of the benefits, like the different benefits that you can get from essential oils. So if you need to, you can start with just lavender and peppermint, or lavender, peppermint, and eucalyptus. You don't need to do all of them, but the real mamma jamma here is the full set, I think. And what you do is you're going to fill up half water, and then you would just open it up. I'll do this one right now. I filled up half water here, and then you're going to count your drops. So literally just take your essential oil. This is my peppermint, and you're going to go like this, and you're just going to go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Some droppers are faster than others. And you're going to fill up according to that with water. Water is going to help it dilute so that it's not so heavily, so the scent is so strong. And basically every time you use it, you always want to mix it, because oil and water do not, they separate. So you want to mix it, and then you're just going to and it seriously creates a bubble of like heaven. You're just like sitting and you're like I could disappear into it is the most relaxing scent. And each of these things have different properties in them that are really good for you. Like peppermint is really great for reducing headaches and actually can help with like common cold symptoms. Frankincense says it assists in peace and harmony. It's really great to use in meditation, which is basically what I do when I journal. Chamomile helps with anxiety relief, which is incredible. Eucalyptus actually helps with respiratory issues, which is so great right now. If you think about like Vicks Vapor Rub, it's got that eucalyptus in it. So this is the recipe. I spray it on my pillow every night, and when I lay down, it's a deep breath, and I really recommend using it outside. I do want to give one quick disclaimer though. If you have pets that jump up on your outer furniture, they can, because it's so durable. But if they do, you might want to research these ingredients first, because peppermint, for example, if you have a dog or a cat that will lick at the furniture and they ingest the peppermint, it can be toxic. So just look into that a little bit to be sure that if your pets are on the furniture, that it's safe for them. But I am telling you, it's the most luxurious scent ever. Woo! Very,
Orly, you know what I
very.
love about this is that, I'm always looking for other ideas for stocking stuffers, and usually they're probably a little bit more boring what I do. So like I usually do like socks or some sort of sweets or little toys for the kids. But this would be a really cool one where you're actually doing something that's more personal. Like for each person that you decide to give it to, it could be good or bad because like you're a little crazy and stressed out, so I'm going to give you one that's lavender, but it's a kind of a cool way to show, like it's a personalized touch for stocking stuffers. So a really cool idea.
Gosh, I wish I had thought of that for all my teacher gifts. They probably need the stress relief more than anyone right now. Dang it.
That's right.
Mugs and candles. What a loser. Oh. I totally forgot. Okay, guys, we're going to move into some questions. And just a reminder, right now, after we do these questions, we are going to do our very first $1,000 gift card giveaway. But let's start with just a couple of questions real quick, and then we'll get into that giveaway. Let's see who we've got a question from. All right, this is from Mary Goggin. Would using artificial plants still count? Okay, this is what I'm going to say, and I'm sure Terry is thinking the exact same thing. We aren't Feng Shui experts enough to know if that's true, right? That's what I was going to say. Yep. I think that it will help with creating ambiance, and it will be beautiful color, and it will provide a lot of that, color and elements that we want. As far as the actual energy that I think comes from Feng Shui, I don't know the difference between artificial and real.
Yeah, I mean, kind of like me talking about like not drawing within the lines. Like everything we're doing is like loosely interpreted. And like the idea of something that gives you that the sensation of being outside, it's fine. I don't think there is a hard and set or fast rule of how you do this. And in fact, it makes a lot of sense. Like if you have a roof deck that's completely exposed, the last thing you want to have to do is worry about your plants dying. So I totally would. I would totally use artificial plants outside. And like you could have a few that are real and a few that are artificial.
Yeah, I love that. All right, let's take a look. Do we have another question? All right, this one is from M. Goularte. I hope I said that right. Hello, any idea when the large rugs will be back in stock? Oh my gosh, so much stuff is selling out. It's so fun. Tell me, Terry.
Yes, so just so you know, like a lot of what we do, especially with new products, is that we'll do a small run just so that we can get feedback, and then from there incorporate the feedback, and then continue to improve it. So we have already placed our order for the next batch that should be here probably early spring. And if you want, send us a note, and we will make sure that you will be notified as soon as it's available, so you will be on a priority list.
Oh, I love that. Gosh, you guys, the rugs are the best. I've got my cozy feet on them right now. It's my favorite. All right, let's see if we have another question. Melanie Considine. I probably butchered that. I'm sorry. Any tips on the best way to incorporate greenery outdoors in frigid winter temps? So on our last live stream, Shirley Bobshaw, who is a gardening expert, gave us a tip about incorporating some plants that are good in colder weather that have high fragrance. And I think one of them was gardenia. And do you remember? I'm trying to think right now.
I remember gardenia.
Yeah.
I haven't seen gardenia.
Yeah, and so incorporating some of those plants are going to be really nice during the winter time, because obviously it's going to create sort of a similar aspect to your spray, is that you're going to get that beautiful fragrance of something like gardenia, or jasmine was the other one, gardenia and jasmine. And they're decent in, cold weather temps. I do think, obviously, though, some of the artificial plants are probably going to be a great option for that as well. And like Terry said, you could always mix the two together. Okay.
One other thing I was going to say was...
Oh, yeah.
I was just going to say, the best thing is like we're not botanists, so go to your local nursery and ask them. Just say like, I live in this, because it's in your growing region. They'll tell you what actually works. That like for something at such a local level, that's what I would suggest to do.
That's a great idea. All right, guys, it is time for the very first winner of the $1,000 gift card. I'm so excited for whoever you are. The winner is... I can't handle it. Kathy Tran, congratulations.
Kathy, well, congratulations, Kathy.
Welcome
Hope
to
you
the fam.
Enjoy whatever you purchase. Yeah.
There's so much amazing stuff for everybody else. Remember, we are giving away 2 more gift cards throughout the rest of the show. But I just want to remind you guys that if you aren't the winner, gift cards are now available on liveouter.com. So if you do want to get one and give that gift to a family member, now's the perfect time to do that. Okay, we are going to move on to our next segment, which I am just so incredibly excited about. I really am happy to welcome to the show Elise Joan, who is a Beachbody super trainer. Welcome to the show, Elise. Look at that beautiful sun shining. You look like an angel.
You know, the light changes. It's my light, Feng Shui. I've been listening to this conversation, and you know, it's pretty timely because actually the way that I teach and what I create fitness-wise is kind of Feng Shui for the body. It incorporates mind and soul as well. So I've really enjoyed hearing you guys chat all things.
Oh, this is so great. Thank you so much for being here. We're really excited. For anybody that doesn't follow you on social media or hasn't been introduced to you yet, will you give us a little explanation and introduction as to who you are and what you do?
Yeah, so my name is Elise. I'm a Beachbody super trainer, as you mentioned, which means that I create very comprehensive programming for Beachbody, and my area of expertise is bar, yoga, and meditation. So again, mind, body, heart connection. And one of the things I specialize in is leading people of all levels. So whether you have a super advanced fitness background or you've never touched your toes before, I've got you. I'm going to inspire you. And as you will see in a little bit today, you don't need anything. No expensive equipment, no props, no weights, no machines, just a willingness to move your body in a fun way. And so that's what I do for Beachbody. And then I'm also a lifestyle expert as well. And similar to what you guys do, I try to help awaken everyone to their potential to live and create their best life, right? We're really only limited by our own thoughts, and that applies to our spaces. I had a very limited view of my outdoor space until I discovered Outer, and I'll show you around my space in a bit. But this is true for our mind, our heart, and our body as well. So I'm definitely not a DIY expert, and it's so cool that the word lifestyle incorporates so many things, but maybe a little bit of DIY on your own life, that you can do it yourself. You can create out of very few things, or very small things, or very inexpensive things, a lot of joy, a lot of purpose, a lot of passion. And I try to help people discover that potential.
I love that so much because what it instantly makes me think is, you know, sometimes we don't know what's possible for ourselves, or we just don't, because we haven't seen it yet. And when we have someone like you who can share this through social media, through programs, you start to see what's possible for yourself and find a way to fit it into your life. And so you can really start to create for yourself this perfectly curated world that incorporates all the things that matter to you, that you love, that make you feel good. I love that so much. I can't wait to see your space. Would you show us your outer?
Yeah. So I'm here in Playa del Rey, California, which is fun. I just moved here from Venice, actually. And so you can see, so this, like literally my life got a major upgrade when we got our outer, and we configured it in this beautiful, expansive L shape for a couple of reasons. Right now, you know, I'm a Christmas tree person. So we have a little Christmas tree outside. So we like to sit out here. You may or may not see my furry child Larkin out here by the guest house. He likes to run around and hunt for squirrels. And I have a husband who is 6'3". And let me tell you how few things we agree on. I'm all about beauty and aesthetics, and he's all about comfort. And with outer, we literally got both. So I had tried to, like, full disclosure, before I heard about outer from my dear friend Shay, who is amazing. We were just chatting at a party, my frustrations about being unable to find outdoor furniture that both is durable, pet friendly, and beautiful and comfortable enough for my husband. So we're real excited about our outer piece. We've spent probably 20% more time outside since we found it. And we have it positioned, you know, maybe you can see this way. My husband is a big football sports fan. So you can see we have a big TV. The back of our house opens up, which is why it was so important to create a really comfortable space, because, you know, in California, we're lucky enough to have weather that allows us to be outside a good percentage of the time. And now we can enjoy TV viewing, outdoor viewing, Christmas tree viewing, dog viewing, all from the comfort of, like, literally the most probably amazing. Definitely the most comfortable piece of furniture in our home. And my sister is a home designer as well, and I introduced her to outer, and she has introduced outer to many of her clients. She's back in New York, all of whom have been really happy. So just really excited to be here and share a couple different ways in a moment that you can use the beautiful furniture.
Oh my gosh, I'm
Elise,
obsessed.
is your space is it a screen or glass?
Yes, it's a screen. Great question. It's a screened in patio area, which is great. You know, we don't have a lot of, I make California sound like a blissful utopia, which it can be. It can also be loud, as we've heard. But we don't have a lot of bugs, but you know, here by the beach, we're pretty close to the beach, so mosquitoes can be an issue. So
Yeah.
the screened in porch keeps that not an
Okay.
issue. We are trying to work on the heat, the light heat element at night. So trying to figure out kind of how to keep it heated. But honestly, with a couple blankets out here, we're loving it.
Yeah,
Awesome.
even just a little
And
space heater
yeah.
warm that up in a
Yeah.
heartbeat. Oh, it's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
So we have
Yeah.
two questions. Yeah, love to hear
Oh,
more
yes. Let
about
me
like
hear. Hit me with the
you know
questions.
yeah, what's the favorite aspect of your outdoor setup?
Okay, well, I think currently I have two favorite aspects. One of which is here in California, we're on another semi lockdown again. So we're spending a lot of
Yeah.
time at home, which we're homebodies in general. But I think one of my favorite things is now it's big enough and spread out enough that we have another couple in our pod. And this way we can see them outside, sit 6 feet apart, all be comfortable, all take up our space, all feel
Nice.
safe, and still have that interpersonal connection, which just wasn't possible with our outdoor setup before, which was kind of just like a
Yeah.
really scrunched up couch. Just you had to sit like right on top of people. So that, and then for me, honestly, the comfortability. My husband has a hard time getting comfortable. So he likes this part of the L shape, right? Where he leans up against the back and lets his legs spread out here. And then I like to
Yeah.
sit over here with, sometimes I'll put my feet up on the coffee table. Sometimes I like to sit as I am now in a cross-legged hip opener. So it just,
Yeah.
we're both able to like, we both have what we consider to be the best spot. And that's always been a battle in my
Nice.
household with my husband. I was like, you get the best spot or do I get the best spot? Okay, you can have it today. Now it's eliminated all arguments because every spot is now the best spot. So really excited about that. So
Nice.
outer has also, you know, improved my marriage, which is very exciting, right?
Have you or your husband
Lots of
taken a nap? I know
benefits.
when
Oh yeah. Yeah, I love
taking
to
naps
nap.
on
As
it.
you can see right about now, 1:30, it's about 1:30 here, 1:30 to 3:30. It's sunny. It's like the perfect amount of warmth. So even in December, take a little nap out here. One of the great things and one of the convincing factors when Shay was telling me about outer and was pulling up your social media, Larkin thinks he's a human. That's my dog. And so he has ruined many, many pieces of furniture by jumping up with muddy paws. And literally, we try to be a little more aware now that we have something really nice. He's like not always allowed up, but when he comes up, you know,
Yeah.
even if he does get dirt on it, it wipes right off. I mean, the fact that it's so pet friendly, so resilient, so easy, and looks brand new, even though we've had dogs, multiple dogs on here, multiple, you know, eating food, spilling food. I like a cocktail. I'm on full, what did you call it, Orly? Senior Christmas break.
Can you write it?
I'm like, it's at 3 p.m. I've spilled a glass of rosé and red wine and wipes right up. So it makes life convenient and comfortable, and you know, it allows us to take advantage of the outdoor weather that we're blessed to have here in California.
Oh God, it looks
And
like
then
a
my
sanctuary.
sister too in New York.
I
Yeah,
can't wait for
my
you to
sister's
show
a home designer in New York.
Yeah, I'd love
Yeah,
you to show us how to actually use this to work out, because I'm so excited.
yeah.
Since I've got the same setup, I can do this. I'd love you to take us through a little wellness workout for our bodies
Yeah.
using this space.
I would be happy to. And one of the exciting things about the way that I work out is, like I said, you don't need to have anything, but it's called Bar Blend is the name of the program that I have on Beachbody. It's a 60-day program, and you can add light weights if you want. You could use water bottles, but I actually do it all with nothing, and you don't even need a bar, just the edge of your outer couch. So I'd like to share with you a few of my favorite moves for lower body and core. So if you are, come join. If you're like me and you like love Christmas cookies and holiday treats, then it's good to get in just like 5 to 7 minutes is really all you need. We're going to lift that booty, shape the legs, and stabilize with our core. So let me know if you have any problems hearing me, but I'm going to step back. So first, I'm just going to use the outer edge of my outer couch, and it's actually the perfect height, because when you're standing up, you want that hand to be right about hip height, and you can tent your fingers if needed. And you may not be able to see my feet, but I'm going to lift all the way up onto my toes. So I'm on the balls of my feet, and I'm going to press my heels to touch. I'm going to engage my abdominals by pulling my belly button to the spine. And I'm going to take a pose called the narrow V, where I'm just going to bend the knees and externally rotate from the hips. Orly, yes. I want you to take a look at Orly and Terry because they have great form while I move my camera down. So maybe you can see a little more. So this is all about time under tension, which means when we don't add heavy weights or fancy equipment, we have to stay a long time to fatigue those muscles. So if you've done dance before, you've done yoga before, I suspect Orly has, maybe Terry as well. See if you can come down a little lower, keeping the core in and keeping the sit bones right underneath the shoulders. And then we're gonna get some nice inner thigh work. My number one requested area, booty lift. Number two request, inner thighs. So let's just take a little presses back. And Terry and Orly, I'd love to hear if you're feeling it already. How's it feeling for you?
Oh my God. I try to do a workout
Already a
every
bird,
day,
right?
and it does not take very long to feel the lactic acid build up. So this
That is
just
exactly
doing this.
right, which is why hydrating is important. And then we'll add another move. So we'll go down an inch and then press the thighs back. Down an inch, press back.
Oh.
Down an inch, press back. So,
This
yes, so
hurts.
it's a very small
This
movement.
hurts.
And you guys, it hurts. We call it intensity, Terry. We don't say it hurts. We say it feels challenging, right? I'm just kidding. It can hurt. Abs in. So go ahead and straighten your legs if you need a little break. Shake it out. But that's an example of inner thighs, front thighs. So for my runners, my stair climbers, all of you guys, you'll really activate. And what's great about this work when you're using body weight, you streamline your legs. So we're going more the direction of getting shredded rather than getting built, right? So we have that nice little muscle tone. So now I'm going to show one. So basically, if you do bar blend day 1, it'll be about that long. Day 60, you'll be there for about 2 minutes, which is about 4 times as long as we just did. So fun times, but I'll work you up to that. So now I'm going to show an example, and you guys can do this either. I'll show an example standing, or one of the things I love about working out on my outer sofa is it has built-in padding. Whereas before I used to have like 3 yoga mats. This outer edge is literally the perfect height to have your forearms rest on the wicker arm, right? And I'm going to have my right leg down, but we'll do both legs. And you extend your left leg back, abs in, bend your left knee. This is called a scorpion lift, right? And what we want to think about is pulling the abdominals in and up, so your low back lengthens. So before you do anything, you're feeling your glute max engage, and then we just take a little lift straight up. So you keep the knee bent.
So it's like kicking the ceiling, not kicking back, right?
That is exactly right, Terry. It's like kicking the ceiling, and it's a hamstrings and glute focus with stability from the core. So, you know, anywhere from 10 to 60 reps of this. Are you guys feeling? I can kind of feel my butt literally lift with every leg lift.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like some of the
is
best
bar
results,
harder for men than women?
That's actually a great question. It's not necessarily harder, Terry, but some of the positions that involve external hip rotation or hip opening can be a little harder for men because your hips are constructed differently. But Terry, unfortunately, this move is equal across all genders. So yes, if you're feeling it, that's good. Go ahead and put that down. We'll try the other side. And then I'll show you how to use your outer furniture for some great stretches as well. So we want to balance. One of my deepest fears is people having uneven butt cheeks. You know, I couldn't live with myself if you had like one perfect side butt and the other just regular. So the key here is also to work on connecting the core. And by that, I mean drawing the navel into the spine so that you create length in the low back. So we never compress or dump into our low back. And with just this simple movement, like my hamstrings are on fire. And some of the physical results that I hear from people, their booty is lifted, their legs are streamlined, their core is defined, they have the first 6-pack of their lives, all from this very, very small movement. So maybe about 4 more. How you doing, Terry? You look great.
Yeah, I'm good. You know what I love about everything you're doing?
Super fit. What's that?
You know what's great? You could do this like we're doing. Imagine this is a Zoom call or a conference call. You can be doing this thing. You know, it's not like I'm breathing hard. So like you're actually killing 2 birds with 1 stone by being able to exercise and like do a work call.
It's exactly right. Yeah, take a little break. So now I want to stretch out those 2 areas we work, the hamstrings and the glutes. And Terry, you're so right. I've created 10-minute workouts too. So you can do a 40-minute bar blend workout, but as you can see, we've just done a couple minutes and it burns. 10 minutes is enough. So come on up. So sometimes I'll do it like as Orly is, she's fully dressed. You see, she's wearing jeans and she's still able to do this work. So maybe, you know, in non-COVID times, your date is running 10 minutes late. You have 10 minutes, you can lift that booty. Why not? And now I'll use the outer couch to stretch. So again, this edge of the wicker furniture is so useful for so many things. Number one way to stretch the low back and the hamstrings, if you're newer to fitness, is just to step back about an arm's distance away, hinge from the hips, keep your back flat, and bring your forearms down, right? So abs are in, tailbone is long. You can bend one knee and then bend the alternating knee. So if you're very tight in the hamstrings, this will stretch. As I suspect, Orly might be a little bit more flexible. It's the perfect height to step back, place one foot on the edge of the chair, and then you can hinge forward and get a little deeper hamstrings stretch, right? So again, yeah, so you can see Orly has great form. She's got her long spine, her straight leg. And then Orly, do you feel this right after we just engaged the hamstrings? Now to work them like this feels pretty good.
Oh, I mean, it's like, yeah, it's like exactly what you want right after. Oh.
Yeah, and then we'll do the other side. We have lots of guests today. We have honking horns. I guess we have a crow or a visitor.
That's a crow
visitor,
that's cheering me on, yeah.
It's cheering us on. It's like all of nature has conspired to be with us and elevate our experience here. But this is what's so great about A, live TV, and B, working out outside, that being a part of nature, having a workout. I love when you don't have to go to a gym. You don't have to, especially now, obviously, it's not possible to go to a gym. So you can be in the comfort of your home. You can invite a few friends on Zoom, show them a few moves that you can do, whether you're an absolute beginner or you're very advanced. You'll feel the burn. And, the results that I hear from people that are actually my favorite are the internal results. It's like both of you were laughing, having a sense of humor. I am sure in 60 days of Barre Blend, you'll never hear me talk about how many calories you burn, or I'll never berate you if you don't do 10 push-ups. You will get the most amazing physical results of your life. And all we talk about is personal development while I do it. We have an affirmation each day, from I am driven to I am forgiving. And I'll weave in ways that we can incorporate those things. So as we're maybe doing core work, what we're actually talking about is getting centered, feeling our best, enjoying our life, right? So it's like personal development, fun, connection. I call my friends who do this online, who I've never met, the High Vibe Tribe. And we'll connect on Instagram. We'll connect like this, and just, I feel like some of the people that I've connected with most in this crazy year are people who've joined me for this fitness journey that I've never met in real life, but I get to see the amazing results inside and outside. And like what you guys do, it's just so rewarding to create something that elevates people's life in whatever way we're gifted. Like I can barely sketch a stick figure, so watching Terry do his sketches is very meditative for me. And Orly, like, just having so much amazing energy that translates through a computer. These are real gifts. And I think it all goes to, if we can share whatever our personal gift is, everyone can do that. Everyone has a gift. Everyone has an opportunity to be a force in the world, however they're passionate about.
Yeah. Well, Elise, I mean, I think it's so clear that, you only gave us 2-3 little tips. There's so much more. There's so much more that we can get from you. So for everybody who's not already following Elise, I urge you to head over to her social media. It's at Elise Joan Fitness. You guys can follow her there, see everything that she has to offer. I mean, if it's anything, this was like the tiniest little sample, and I want all of it. So everyone, I hope you'll join me and head over there and see everything else that she has. Thank you so much for making the time for us today.
Thank you, Elise. So nice to have you today.
Oh my gosh, you guys, thanks for having me. This was like hanging out with friends, and thank you for your amazing work in creating this amazing up level for my patio and my home. Really enjoyed chatting with you guys.
We'll see you soon.
Happy holidays.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Happy holidays.
Oh my God, Terry, my booty.
I know that little bit made. I thought I wouldn't say I'm in great shape, but it didn't feel like I was in shape at all, just doing the few minutes that she gave us.
Yeah, I think I hit it well. She thought I knew what I was doing. I did not, and I was suffering. That was awesome. My God, I love how simple that can be. That's so cool. Well, guys, we are going to do another one of our gift cards right now. I'm very excited. Winner number 2 of the $1,000 outer gift card is going to be revealed right now. And I can't wait to see the beautiful name that pops up. It just makes me so happy. All right, winner number 2 is Francie Lieberman. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Francie.
I think it's Francie. I think it's a C sound. I'm so excited for you. I can't wait to see what you end up using that $1,000 gift card on. You guys have to be sure to share that with us. Make sure that you always tag out. Yeah, tag outer when you guys finish that, whatever you use it on, whatever's in your outdoor space, make sure you share it. And obviously for you guys, we still have one more $1,000 gift card we're going to be giving away, but just remember that gift cards are now available on liveouter.com. So if you guys want to grab one, you want to do it for a gift for a friend, a loved one, anything like that, and sort of slowly welcome them into the outer family, which is the best family to be a part of. You can do that with the gift cards. Okay, Terry, it's officially time. We're going to be revealing a new product launch. I am so excited to talk about this. And I just want to let everybody know that this product is not going to be available until January for everybody else, not for you. If you are on this live stream right now, we are going to put up on the screen right now a QR code and a URL that will not be active for anyone else. That's actually Elise Joan Fitness, so hold off on that one. We're going to put up in just a second for the brand new wicker armchair. This is a brand new piece of furniture that's not going to be available to anyone else until January, but the URL is going to be available to you guys if you want a sneak peek and you want to grab it. And I got to say, I highly recommend it because the all-weather covers, which we revealed last time, sold out in 8 days. 8 days. So guys, all you have to do if you've never used a QR code, open up the camera on your phone, push it up to the screen. It will see the QR code, and right at the top, there'll be a link. Tap that link. I got to put in my passcode. Tap the link, and it will open up the URL. Again, this URL is not active for anybody else. They're not even going to know that this exists until January. So you guys have access to it, and we are going to talk about this bad boy right now. Terry.
That's right. This is a searchable and not browsable link. So make sure if you are interested in it that you actually do this now.
Yep, exactly. So Terry, can you share for just a minute, because I thought this was so cool, why you decided to launch this particular wicker armchair?
Yeah, one is because everyone was asking for it. The way we started was we wanted to create a modular sofa system. And, in creating a modular system, it gives you the flexibility of actually having something that acts as an accent chair. And, it's not perfect that it as an accent chair. And everyone's kept asking us, like, when are you going to actually do an armchair design? So it's been something that's been and, as Orly starts to show you, there's a couple things that I was going to share about kind of the design philosophy. And the main thing is that all decorating rules are meant to be broken. I do think there are a few rules of thumb that we should all take into consideration. And it really is just a guide to improve the look and feel and flow of your space. And that really goes to anything indoor or outdoor. So, when you see the design, the first thing is it actually doesn't look like our modular sofa design. As you can see, there's lower arms. I like to think about the way we're designing it. I don't want to do it where it's a coordinated set that your parents may have purchased at the traditional furniture stores where you have a full 5-piece set that matches everything. That's just not the way I think about design. I believe that design was meant to not match, but instead complement and coordinate. And what ties it all together is the materials. You're using all the same materials. It has a similar design language, but the overall design is different, and it is designed to actually function really well as a lounge chair. So when I was working on the design of this, it does solve 2 problems that we know that our customers have asked about, and those 2 are comfort and protection. So for comfort, when you want an armchair, like we have the accent chair, like not having arms is not as comfortable as having a chair with an arm. And we knew that our shelter design for our sofa doesn't necessarily achieve that. So if you look at the design, the arms are lower. They're about 6 or 8 inches above the cushion height. So how's that feel, Orly, to you in terms of the height?
It's heaven. Right when I set it up yesterday, I told my husband, he's like, oh, it's nice. I'm like, no, you got to sit in it. And he's like, oh. It was a whole moment. Yeah. I was like, you okay?
So yeah. And it is designed where the width is good for, Orly, are you 5'4"?
I am.
You're 5'4". So basically is what?
He's 6'1".
6'1". So it should be good for everyone. Like, it really tried everything we do is designed something I call the golden rule, which is not only seat depth but seat width. So I made sure to design this so that if it's everyone, it's not too wide where you feel like Pee Wee Herman sitting in a giant chair. So hopefully it feels good to you. So like comfort was a big thing. Having arms was a really important factor. Having arms at the right height was really important. So the ergonomics was a big piece of it. And then the second was the protection. Like, I know we've heard that people are like, how does it do with on the armless chair with protection on the sides? I was like, well, of course the sides will get wet, and when sides that are
I see Terry freezing, and I don't know if he's frozen for everyone else. So I'm going to sort of just share this with you guys right now, just in case. But you can see it comes with the same cover, which to me is actually what, from the very beginning, sold me on Outer, was the fact that it had built-in covers. And so this armchair has the same thing. It has the built-in cover that sort of fits really seamlessly on the side. So for everyday use, just like with your regular sofa, for everyday use, you can wrap it up very quickly and very easily, and it keeps everything really protected. So this wicker armchair does have the same, sort of attached that Outer is known for.
That's right. So it's basically all the same features, but redesigned for proportions that work for an armed lounge chair.
Yeah, and there you go. You can see that's what the actual sort of the base of it looks like, and how easy it is to pop it out if you did need to put it away. And then otherwise, when it's time, everyone has their own way of doing it. Sometimes I just throw it up over the top, and sometimes I roll it. It really depends on sort of, when I'm entertaining, I like to fully roll it. When it's just me, sometimes I'll just throw it over the back and be like, come on. And, one of the things I want to share with you guys, because, one of the reasons why I love the Outer so much is we've talked about the fact that it's got that sort of modular design. These pieces can be fit like a Lego. You can fit them around and really create something that's very custom to your space. So it gives you exactly what you need. And Terry and the design team has been able to do that with really only a couple of pieces that can connect and interchange. And so when I got the wicker armchair, I really wanted it to have like its own moment. I wanted to have it not amongst a bunch of things, but really to be seated in its own place as like that awesome lounge chair. Like, I know it'll be my husband's chair, right? It's like the big mama right there, and I love it so much. So I was able to rearrange my original furniture into an L shape in order to incorporate it. And I just want to show you guys how easy it is, because I did it by myself, rearranged the whole thing by myself, and I actually filmed a little video for you guys so you could see just how easy it is. So let's take a look at this right now. So this is how my original setup was. I've got the 3-piece sofa and the 2-piece conversation set facing each other. But more recently, I switched it to this to incorporate some more outdoor seating. And now I'm gonna rearrange this to make an L shape and fit my wicker armchair. So you can see how easy it is to slip and slide everything around. I'm moving my corner piece out so that I can fit another armless piece in. And this is giving me a 4-piece sofa. Could leave it at that, but I wanted to create the L. So I added my other conversation set to the end, and I'm not quite done. Here is that gorgeous wicker chair, you guys. It's amazing. I love it so much, and it's sort of in its own space, having its own moment. It's very fabulous. Now, here is another corner piece. If you decide to make an L, what you'll get is a conversion set, which is basically a classic corner piece, except it comes with 2 pillows, a regular size pillow, and then a little mini pillow that actually allows you to create the corner. Right there, there it is. So basically, I'm now able to put 2 pillows that create a perfect L shape. I'm opening everything up, stylizing it, and you can see it creates this huge, gorgeous area to lay back. The wicker chair has its own sort of like loungy moment. I'm obsessed. I mean,
that's awesome, Orly.
And it was so funny, you guys. When I did it, within 32 seconds of being done, I FaceTimed Terry. You were like, yes. I was like, okay, I did it.
I love, you know what I love? You called and you said, your husband's like, let me help you. Like, no, I'm doing this all on my own.
I did. I seriously yelled at him when he came back. He's like, you should have told me. I was like, get out of here. But look at how amazing it looks, guys. I have been out here lounging in that little corner with my head up against the pillow. And it's just so nice because I feel like it really creates, it really feels like an outdoor living room. Like this is substantial, comfy. I've got the full, like, having the ability, and I'm just going to show you, like, having the ability to do this thing, it's like, this is really pure relaxation. We've got a TV right there, the fire pit right here. I've got the wicker armchair. Like, it's just so cool. And the fact that I was able to rearrange and do it myself, and it's not a whole, like, once every few years, like, hoopla is really the shit.
When we talked yesterday, I thought you brought something that I think our audience really cares about, which is, like, with the amount of space you have, the footprint, you're able to expand how many seats you have or the spacing. So you went from, I don't know, like 6 or 8 to, I don't know, 10 to 12 in the same footprint. So, like, just like showing that is awesome. It's something that, our audience really cares to see. So thank you.
Yeah. And I just want to say for everybody else, as a very quick note, one really interesting thing is that I've had my outer sofa now for, I don't know if it's been maybe it's been 2 years. The corner conversion piece that I got, there's no color change. Like, it's like how great these last to the sun beating down on it, the weather, the elements, it popped right in and you weren't like, ooh, that's the new one. Just as a note to everybody, what I think is really cool is that if you do decide to adjust your space, you can really incorporate another piece right into it without needing to get all new covers. I think that's really another thing that is really valuable. Okay, let's get into some questions because we're going to do our last $1,000 gift card, but we want to answer a couple of questions right before we do that. All right. Elise Durza, is the size of the cushion the same? Is this for the wicker armchair or I'm assuming the wicker armchair or not?
Yeah, I can talk about. Yeah, I'll talk about both just so we kind of cover it all. For the modular sofa, the sectional corner, it does all of the modular sofa pieces, the seat cushions are the same. The sectional conversion kit that Orly's talking about is actually a secondary back cushion so that it actually can complete it so you don't have a gap. For the armchair, it is actually narrower. So yeah, that cushion right there is a little bit smaller. Our cushions are 29 inches, a normal one, and that one is about 23 inches. The armchair is not a 29-inch cushion. In fact, when I first started, I did a 29-inch cushion, and it was way too wide. So you can imagine a 29-inch cushion and then trying to get your arms, it just was not comfortable. So the cushion size is actually 24 inches wide.
Yeah, awesome. And then also with the conversion kit, and I didn't realize it at the time, so I'm going to swap them, but correct me if I'm wrong, it also comes with a longer cover, right?
That's right. Yep. We designed it that way because, when you fold down 2 back cushions, you need a longer outer shell. So the regular outer shell is 55 inches, and this one I believe is like 60 inches. So it allows you to actually cover both cushions, both back cushions.
I just love how you literally just think of everything. It's so bizarre. I love it so much. Okay, let's get our next question. Okay, this question is from Yoel Bacchus. Hey gang, is there a cover available as well for the new armchair? Are you talking about the all-weather cover?
Yeah, probably he is. It is not ready yet, but we are in the process of designing it. One of the things that we learned really from our modular sofa is that as soon as we design a piece, we very quickly have to work on the design of the all-weather cover. So, it's basically like learning as we go. So every time we launch something new, like a fast follow is going to be an all-weather cover that will be available very shortly after we launch it. So it's not available today. It's going to be hopefully available early spring.
Very cool. Let's see if we have another question before we do that giveaway or if we're going to go right into the giveaway. All right. Deborah Kunab, is it the same height as the sofa?
Yep, it's the same height. The arms are different, as you can see, but the overall proportions are the same, meaning the seat depth is the same, the back height is the same. So you can see in that picture the arms are lower, but it really is so that it is more comfortable for you to sit as like a lounge chair, an armchair.
Yeah,
but if you already own a sofa. Yep.
Yeah, awesome. All right, let's see if we got another question. Ed Prescott.
Thanks, Ed.
Oh, just sharing some love. Ed, how lovely of you.
I was working on the design of the chair probably last year, and someone on the team went over to the factory, and they didn't know I was working on it. He's like, "Oh my God, what is this?" It was just something I was kind of like working on, and then they saw it. He's like, "I love this chair." So, thank you, Ed.
That's so cool. That's so cool. I love it. All right, guys, let's give the winner of our last $1,000 gift card. The winner number 3 is Debbie Helmka. Helmk? I hope I'm saying that right. I'm so sorry.
I know.
I'm so sorry if I'm butchering that, but Debbie, congratulations. Helmke. I'm so excited for you. This is so great because with the $1,000 gift card, you guys can head over to liveouter.com. And have at it. You see how many amazing products there are. Oh, my daughter wants to share a drawing. I feel like this is it. Well, Terry, I was thinking since we did all 3 of the gift card giveaways, I know we always have so many questions. Are you going to hang out for a few and answer some more questions?
Of course. I love it. And I'm happy to answer any questions that anyone has in the audience.
All right, awesome. Well, let's get into a couple of these. Let's take just a few. So let's see. Question number 1. Can you inside, Bubba? Here you go. Thank you, my love. All right, let's see. Jamie Smith, I live in Utah. Can it sit in the cold and weather?
Yeah, I think the cold weather, I think probably is what she's saying. So Jamie, it can. And, I think the big thing to consider is that, where you live, I think the snow is lighter and fluffier versus like a northeast snow. So, a big piece is thinking about like how much snow accumulates on this thing. Like if you're going to leave it out, I would suggest that you bring your cushions in because they are made of fabric and foam if you can. And if not, make sure you get an all-weather cover and just get the snow off, if you have the all-weather cover, because that weight does accumulate. Like I can't remember what the number is, and it is variable based on the amount of water in the snow. But like snow gets really, really heavy. So if you are to do it, bring it inside. If not, just make sure there's not a huge amount of accumulation on the snow, on your chair.
And just to clarify, Terry, the cushions should come in, but you can leave the wicker chair outside and just make sure you're brushing the snow off that.
Yeah, each chair is weighted to, we say 400 pounds, but we've tested to 500 and it's fine. So I can't imagine 500 pounds of snow on each chair. But it just comes down to like with cushions, like just having that much water on it, that it's just better to bring anything that's made of fabric and foam inside if you can.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, let's see what our next question is. Okay, the Birdhouse Stewart. Also, how well do the cushions do in the areas that are often very humid? That's a good question.
Yeah, I think that's a great question. One, we have customers in all, I think it's 49 states now. So many in the Southeast in Florida. My sister lives in Florida. She's been through a lot of major storms. She hasn't had any problems in the last year that she's had it. Our cushions are the actual underneath the fabric. There's actually another barrier that we have, which is a waterproof barrier that, if it gets wet, it just really comes down to make sure that you leave it out to dry. Like anything that's covered that stays damp is going to get gross. So, but she hasn't had any problems in the year plus that she's owned her furniture. She lives in Jupiter, Florida.
Cool. All right, let's take a look at the next question. Michelle Clancy McClinley. Want to incorporate a firebowl table for our coffee table to help keep us warm in our harsh New York winters. Any plan for those or a collaboration with another company for firebowls? Ooh, that's a cool question.
Hey, Michelle, we are actually working on fire tables, not necessarily bowls. And the reason we're not doing bowls, when I think of a bowl, it really is like a single use, single function, meaning, once, if you're going to use it, it only can be something where it's just basically like a campfire. And what we're doing is we're trying to design it so that you can use it as a fire bowl, as a coffee table, and then something else too. And I mentioned it earlier, like in probably like a really, I don't remember if it was live stream number 2, but we want to do something where we're able to create an attachment where you can also cook on your fire table. So yes, we are working on it. It's something that we're hoping that we can launch next year.
I love that so much. I mean, we talk about this, we talk about this every time, or at least I really harp on it because I'm always so impressed that for any single product that you guys do, there's always like every thought is answered, and there's always the desire to have either multi-purpose or have it have some environmental benefit, or like it's never just a product for products. There's always like a bigger mission behind it. So even for that, you're like, if you're going to develop a table, it's going to solve all these problems. It's so cool. It's why I get so excited that we get to do these product launches on the live streams.
Yeah.
This is where the thought process is shared. This is where the design process is shared, and it's always exclusive and offered first to everybody who watches, which is super cool.
That's right.
All right, we have another question. The Birdhouse Stewart, how good do the rugs do in wet areas?
Yeah, so it's I don't know if we have super wet weather here in the Bay Area, but it has rained quite a bit. Like I think with like almost anything, something that gets wet gets gross, and it's just a matter of cleaning it and just taking the time to clean it. We've designed it in a way that it tries to hide the dirt as best as possible. And I love that in our last live stream that Orly, you shared a tip of a pressure washer, and you're able to wash it out. So I think it does fine in wet weather. It's just a matter of like making sure that you allow things to dry, because anything that gets wet and stays wet will get dirty, and just a matter of like more maintenance for you.
Yeah, exactly. If you guys missed that one, I got a pressure washer extension that I just like bought on Amazon that screws onto the end of my hose and turns it into a pressure washer. And I do the like fan out one, and I literally like just push, and it just pushes the dirt, and I just like go in rows, and it just removes all the dirt off the rug. And then because it's flat on the ground, it will usually take a couple of days to fully dry, because it's not being like aired out at all, but then it dries up and it's great. Guys, I'm so grateful that all of you came and joined Terry and I for this one. This was such a fun one, and really, I hope was really informative for you. We had tons of great details on how you can incorporate some wellness into your design, from incorporating the wood and water and fire, metal, all those different elements into your decor with colors. We talked about the essential oil spray, which I'm still enjoying the smells as like the wind comes and it breezes. It's such a delicious recipe, and I hope you guys will make that. We obviously had that killer workout that was only like 5 minutes, and Terry and I were both like, oh, what happened? And then obviously the release of the wicker armchair, which for those of you that are watching, you have early access to that URL to grab your chair. Like we said, the all-weather cover sold out in 8 days. So if this is something you're considering, having one here, I can tell you how beautiful it is. I really do recommend it. And Terry, we'll be back next month for another live stream, won't we?
Next month. That's right. Yeah. So I hope everyone has a safe and healthy holiday.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks everyone for being here with us. This is always so fun. We really appreciate you giving us an hour or so of your time. And Terry, thanks, man.
Thank you. Love.
All right, guys.